Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.
This time on Broad and High. The city designates the corner of 16th Avenue and High Street as Willie Phoenix Way in honor of the Columbus rock legend.
We like to recognize people who made huge contributions to the culture of our city.
And a Hilliard woodworker finds fame with a nutty invention.
So I thought, hey, this would be a good project to build a squirrel feeder.
This and more right now on Broad and High. Hi everyone, welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle. For our first story tonight, we head out to Hilliard to meet woodworker Michael Duco. When his birdwatching neighbors complained of squirrels, he got creative, and the Nutty Bar was born. It's a place for those backyard critters to pull up a stool and partake in a variety of nuts on tap, from pecan porters to peanut pilsners. After a video of his squirrel feeder went viral, he's been spending all his free time fulfilling orders for his nutty creation. Here's his story.
Right now we're in beautiful Hilliard, Ohio. You are seeing my beautiful garage shop. The reason I even got into woodworking was back when I was in high school. I went to Thomas Worthington High School. Took 4 years of wood shop, and that's where I fell in love with it. I started picking up different tools, and I've been building for years. It's been my way to kind of get out of the world and get my release. If you're a true woodworker, you start venturing out. You'll buy woods like bubinga or cocobolo or walnut, cherry. At this point, I could tell you what the wood is just by smelling it after it's cut. It all came about from my neighbors. I was out back and doing some yard work, and her and her daughter were bird watching. I just asked, hey, what are you guys doing? She had the binoculars up, and she said, well, we bird watch, but all these squirrels keep getting in the way, and we can't seem to catch any birds. A couple months back in June, I started YouTube. Let me tell you what to expect from Duke Harmon's workshop. So I thought, hey, this would be a good project, build a squirrel feeder. And this little thing started popping into my head, let's put the squirrels on the base, let's do a curved bar, let's make it a bar. And I built this round silos, and then the beer signs came into play, where I wanted to make it a little cute and name it beer names. And with all the craft beers and the fun stuff with craft breweries now, I thought it'd be a fun thing to translate that into the squirrel nuts. And then after it was all done, I had to name it, and I ended up naming it the Nutty Bar. I got it all built and got my YouTube video made, and actually caught a squirrel on camera eating the nuts, which was hilarious. I posted it, put my phone down, and I started working, and then all of a sudden the phone sounded like a winning slot machine. And I was confused at the time, because when I posted before, you get a couple likes and it kind of fades out. Well, I checked it, and 20 likes, 50 likes, 1,000 likes, 1,000 comments. I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm going viral, and then I got a message from Reddit. Hey, you made the front page of Reddit. I was so amazed at that point that this was really happening. My YouTube channel is blowing up. People love the Nutty Bar. And of course, here come the requests. Can we buy this? Can we get this? Where do we want to, have this for a Christmas present? I'm like, man, I don't know what to do at this point. So what I'm going to be cutting out right now is part of the silos. They are stacked layers of different cutouts. So what I did was I actually quickly redesigned the Nutty Bar to be a little easier for assembly and slightly smaller for shipping reasons. And I put it up on Etsy. And now I have about 180 orders to fill for my Nutty Bar. There's a lot of people that reached out but didn't have the money to spend $400 or $500. I've had some people that wanted to pay that, but you know, I'm not a greedy person. I just want to try to brighten someone's day and, you know, at least make it somewhat affordable. So you are looking at the handsome Tim LaTorre, and without Tim, I would not be getting my nutty bars out. Or you send me a text saying, hey, what mess did you get yourself into? And how can I help you get out of it? Tim is a very, very creative person. He's an artist himself. He went to art school. All around good dude, just like-minded like me. We mesh well. We spitball ideas back and forth, which is great. Duke was my grandfather. He was in the fire department here in Columbus for his entire career after being in the Navy. He was a very, very good person. About 4 years ago, he passed and left me his tools, which is probably about a third of what you see here. Oh my gosh. If my grandfather knew what I was doing right now, he'd be laughing, and he would think that this is the greatest thing he's ever seen. He'd be super proud of me, and I really wish that he was still here for me to share this with him. He would absolutely love it. The Nutty Bar has put a lot of smiles on people's faces, and with the way that the world is right now, with the coronavirus and people out of work, it has given people smiles. Out of all this, the fame, the money, the sales, that's all great, but the fact that I was able to put some smiles on people's faces, that's the best part of all this. I thought I was doing a favor for my neighbor, trying to help the squirrels come over, and I ended up helping the world put a smile on its face. And it just goes to show that a very small act of kindness can create such a monumental change in the world. And being nice is a choice, and I hope people make the right choice.
Keep up with Michael and all of his woodworking creations on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. He can be found at Duke Harmon Woodworking. The City of Columbus recently designated a street corner along High Street as Willie Phoenix Way. It's of course in honor of this Columbus rock legend. He's been performing with his guitar for more than 50 years, most often at Bernie's, and this street naming is a way for the city to acknowledge his decades-long contribution to the cultural art scene in Central Ohio.
This is the everlasting story of Claudia Rocha's fight for love and peace against the Rocha's Bakery.
We like to recognize people who made huge contributions to the culture of our city.
Colin called me and said he was starting this petition. I was like, this is crazy. There is no way they are going to name a street after Willie Phoenix. And yet, here we are today.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our guests, our esteemed speakers, and of course our honoree. Music history is an interesting subject to study, and there's one common thread that runs through this, which is every great master and artist has been inspired by somebody that came before them. And today's honoree is no exception, for he has inspired generations of musicians.
This is my life. This is my life.
Seeing Willie for the first time, I was a teenager. I saw him at Comfest. I was outside. There were thousands of people there, and they were screaming his name. He was a rock star. I'd never seen anything like this, and he was from my hometown. This is mind-blowing. I didn't know your hometown could have a resident rock star. But we did.
You make my heart go boom, boom, boom. You make my heart go boom, boom, boom.
When it came time to choose college, me and my friends in Watershed, Ohio State, don't have to look at any other school, because we wanted to come down here not for academics. We wanted to come down here so we could be in a band and see Willie Phoenix play as much as possible.
He was great to work with. You know, when you were around Willie Phoenix, you were in the presence of genius. You know, he was a brilliant songwriter. They were as good as any rock and roll songs I've ever seen anywhere. You know, I grew up in the 60s. I saw Janis Joplin, I saw The Doors, I saw Jimi Hendrix live. I can honestly say there were nights Willie Phoenix had that level of brilliance.
I am simply elated. This is an honor, you know, I mean, like really big, you know, bigger than me. 16th and High, it has a lot of soul for me, a lot of upbringing for me, you know, through the ranks of being a musician in Columbus. Everything was here, you know, the rock and roll clubs that the bands would play. They had some of the early Compets in the back here.
People nowadays don't realize this was a really thriving kind of grungy rock scene back in the day. It was record stores and clubs, and Bernie's was an underground place, a little rock and roll club diner where bands would play 7 nights a week, and Willie was kind of the king of that scene. He'd play both nights on the weekends, and lines would come around the block.
When I first heard Willie Phoenix, I was in my 20s, and I kind of wandered into Bernie's Bagels, and I heard this music, and I'm telling you, something happened inside. It was blues, but it was kind of had a Delta feel to it, and it blew me away. I mean, I had emotion. My heart was pounding. Wow, this is amazing. A lot of changes on High Street from those days. A lot of changes in the world, but there are some consistent themes. The love of people, the love of music. I think that's something that Columbus has a real special thing, and Willie embodies that.
I've been riding with the blues ever since 1992.
I believe there was a bench, like a little park bench sort of thing there, and we were kind of holding musical visuals out there after the show with some of the other street performers. My heart is skipping. I wrote a lot of songs on that bench that used to be over here. If I had a reason, I would call. Maybe she is shopping for a fall. Honey, please don't fall.
There's a whole genre of young musicians in Columbus who don't know that they stand on the shoulders of somebody like Willie Phoenix. And now when we drive down the street and we see Willie Phoenix on the Willie Phoenix in High Street, it will trigger to a kid, who is that guy?
I want to present this guitar, the Columbus Music Commission, myself, to the Columbus Public Schools. Okay, yeah. Nice guitar, beautiful guitar.
These instruments symbolize hope, inspiration, and freedom for our students to dream and to create. That is a priceless gift.
This world keeps turning. This world keeps turning.
You know, it's hard night after night, month after month, year after year to play rock and roll. Willie's been doing this since '69. It's like, this is 50 years of rock and roll. And part of me just thinks, you know, this is how great the city of Columbus is, that they'll recognize something like this.
Oh, hello, raise your glass. Let's have a drink for the good old days.
What we physically build, what we physically put up are manifestations of our values and things that we want to lean into and support and recognize and raise up. And what Willie Phoenix means to Columbus, it's around art and culture and connecting people, bringing that soul and energy to High Street. And so it was really an honor for council to be able to recognize him in this way.
The community has given me so much, a place to live, a place to do my craft, my work, love, you know, and abundance, you know, a lot of good positive energy. So, you know, and I love them for it. I just love, you know, love you guys.
Hello, hello, ow, ow, ow. Hello. Oh yeah. Suzanne, she needs somebody. Suzanne, she needs someone. Suzanne, she needs somebody just like I need you. La da 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 da. Oh yeah. La da 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 da. Suzanne, she goes through the summer. Suzanne, she goes through the fall. Suzanne, she climbs like a centipede up to the wall. Da, 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 da. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. She shaves my heart. Oh yeah. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. She shares my heart. Da, 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 da. Woo. Da, 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 da. Up over the city in a 1960s balloon, I see the failed revolution. I see velvet, I see Lou. I see Lou. Come on! Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. She shares my heart. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Suzanne, you keep shaving my heart. Wow, you cut my soul in creases and folds. You tear it apart. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. Suzanne goes buzzing like your electric razor. She shaves my heart.
You can check out more of Willie's music on YouTube or Spotify, and see more from our local music series at wosu.org/localtunes. Our final story tonight takes us to German Village, where we find an editorial cartoonist whose syndicated comic can be seen in newspapers all over the country. And when he's not poking fun at the foibles of daily life, he can often be found capturing it in watercolors.
Watercolor is the toughest medium. You can't back up. Once you've started, you cannot put another color on top of it, it makes mud. So you have to work very fast. A plein air artist is the type of artist that will work in the environment, that they're outdoors typically. Plein air is a French word and means outdoor painter. And I started doing it only about 4 or 5 years ago. Schiller Park is a beautiful park. It's a 22-acre park that sits in German Village. It's a park that attracts a lot of dogs, a lot of people, a lot of walkers, a lot of runners. It's so nice, the plein air paint, because you get outside, you get away from it all. It's very relaxing. It's not that the cartooning is, it's just a whole different animal. I'm a graduate of the Columbus College of Art and Design. I graduated in advertising with an illustration minor. I worked for several years in advertising, but I always wanted to cartoon. I did some cartooning for a magazine, actually a weekly newspaper in Columbus, Ohio. I was able to open another door, and it opened for me in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I was a cartoonist for them at the Cincinnati Post for 22 years. Editorial cartoon is a cartoon with a point of view, trying to find a little bit of humor in it, but typically it's going to fall on an opinion page, so it wants to have, and the editor wants to have an opinion associated with the cartoon. It might not be funny, but many times I'm hoping that it is. When I got into editorial cartooning back in the early 80s, I think I was right at the beginning of the Reagan administration. And so I've worked through all the presidents since then. And they're all a challenge, and some of them are easier than others. I started as a one-panel cartoonist doing editorial cartoons, and so I got that science of that type of gag down. I felt very comfortable then moving on to doing Moderately Confused, which is social commentary on a different level, but appearing on comic pages. I'm contracted to do 3 to 4 editorial cartoons every week, and I do 6 daily panels for Moderately Confused. So it's a total of 9 to 10 cartoons I do every week. I work 4 weeks in advance on Moderately Confused, whereas an editorial cartoon, I put it out the next day. You have to have thick skin in this business, but it's so rewarding, it's so much fun. And people always ask, so what's your favorite cartoon? And it's the one I did today.
I'm smoking more.
You can see more of Jeff's watercolor paintings on his website at jeffstoller.com, or give him a follow on Facebook, where he shares both his paintings and his daily cartoons. Meanwhile, you can follow us at WOSU.org, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're taking you out today with more music by Columbus's very own Willie Phoenix. For all of us here at WOSU, I'm Kate Quickle. Thanks for watching.
Hear the crash, it's only rock and roll. A broken sound filled with broken glass. Oh. And rock and roll's on a mystery flight, never reaching Buddy Holly's light.
I have 19 nieces and nephews who all live out of state, and I wrote the first Crime Cats book for them as a holiday gift. Crime Cats is a series of children's mystery novels for ages 8 to 12. They take place in Columbus, and they're about an 8-year-old superhero who solves mysteries with the help of his 2 cat detective partners. Those cats are named Cat Bob and Neil Higgins. The books delve into obscure Columbus history. So the second book, The Duesenberry Curse, it is about the fact that Columbus was once home to the largest amusement park in America. And the newest book, The Deadly Scarab, explores Columbus's real-life connection to the unearthing of King Tut's tomb. I did not know how to lay out a book. I had to learn to do that. I hadn't drawn in 20 years, so I had to kind of practice to start drawing again. I chose the cats to write about for my nieces and nephews because I go on walks through the neighborhood almost daily, and I have made friends with all of these indoor-outdoor cats. And so when I was trying to think of something to write about for my nieces and nephews, I thought I'd like to share something personal that I normally would never make any art about. In the back of each of the Crime Cats books, there's a section called Cat Clues. And cat clues are helpful tips to make you a better cat friend. And so this is one way of, for kids and adults to maybe set off on the right foot or paw, as it were, to create I guess a more enriching experience and relationship with the cats in their life.
Catch Columbus at its creative best on Broad and High, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on WOSU TV.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.